Hey youngers, welcome to a new episode, and today we are on location, and guess where we are? In my backyard. Okay, so today we're gonna make a classic from the Philippines called sisig. Actually, this dish was popularized by Anthony Bourdain. When he visited the Philippines, he had this dish and he announced it to be one of the top 10 of his favorite dishes ever. So, hold on, I'll do my best and let's come with me. Alright, so this dish, the protein first has to be boiled, and then after the boiling it has to be grilled. After the grilling it has to be chopped. It's a whole process, I'll walk you through it, don't worry about it. My barbecue, I use just wood I found around the neighborhood. I live here in a large village, we have a lot of dead trees. Yeah, so I just grabbed some wood from Mother Nature and built my own barbecue. I enjoy doing that. Brings the caveman out of me. Wow. Some people call me cute. I would say I would like to utilize. So I have some free wood laying around here in my neighborhood. So I just pick it up and I like it a lot better because it gives a lot of flavor to your dish. So let's go. As you can see, Pluto is excited already. So these are the ingredients for the famous sisig. Sisig originates from Pampanga. It's a province in the northern part of the Philippines. So it varies a little bit, but originally you use pork. You try to use a little fatty part. Yeah, skin on there, that's fine. We're using some chicken livers, some chicken hearts. You can skip that if you're a little bit curious about that. Yeah, what cannot be missed is the calamansi. It's like a combination between a tangerine and a lemon, I would say. Some red onion, some chili labuyos, some seasoning for when we're gonna boil our pork. The eggs are optional. If I add eggs in the Philippines or in Pampanga, they won't be happy, but in other parts of the Philippines they do. Some salt, and the star of the show. When you make sisig, your company has to be called San Miguel. So enjoy and follow me. Alright, for the seasoning of the liquid, I'm gonna boil my pork in. I have some onions, just roughly cut, don't be. And then I have some crushed garlic, some bay leaf, some peppercorn, and some chili labuyo. And then I'm gonna add some soy sauce. It's in a little bit saltiness, also a little bit for coloring. Then I got some very fancy roasted sea salt from Korea. Got it from one of my friends. Mr. Park, you know who you are, thank you very much. Alright, so what's very important is you put in your proteins while the liquid is still cold, so the impurities can come out. Yeah? And then you can later skim it up. Okay, and then we add the chicken hearts. Again, this is optional. I'm getting smoked out here a little bit, but that's fine. The chicken livers, we only grill, we don't boil anymore, otherwise it gets extremely dry and gritty. Yeah? So this is the stock ready to go, and let's check back into it later. Alright, let's chop our ingredients for our sisig. It being the red onions, Alright guys, so for the sisig, one of the really key ingredients is the Filipino chili labuyo. You can use other chilies, but these are the original ones. Depending how spicy you like it, you can add one for like medium, this one 2 for much, this one for extra spicy. I will go regular size, so probably 2 chilies. See, for the calamansi, it has like this nice orangey, but it's full of seeds, yeah? So as I said, it's a little bit of crossing between a tangerine and like a lemon lime. Alright, so our pork has been boiling now for a good hour plus. So it's time to pull it out and to transfer it to the grill. Alright, time for the fun part. So we start grilling our pork belly. I like to start it skin down so it crisps up a little bit. And then, of course, it's time for our chicken livers. So our chicken livers we grill raw. Try not to touch it too early, put it on there and let it cook on one side, otherwise it will get very sticky and messy. Plus you want some charring on there. You don't want it to be like poached. You want a nice grill mark on there and get the seasoning going from the wood and the char. Alright, let's see how the crisping up. Oh, nice. Nice charring. Perfect. Alright, so this is what we are looking for. It's nicely grilled and charred on the outside. So now it's time to chop it up and marinate our meats. Alright, so I'm chopping up my chicken hearts and then afterwards the chicken livers. Just the rough, guys. Don't overcomplicate it. Give it a rough chop. And off to our pork. Alright, so I decided to go a little off script and try to make my sisig on the barbecue. So I have my trusted skillet, my cowboy skillet. There you go, try to get stable. Let it heat up first for about 10-15 minutes. So let me get back to chopping the pork. Some of you might say this is too much fat. No, trust me, it's not. You need to have some fat because it keeps your dish moist. Just a rough chop, don't overcomplicate it. Yeah, it's a rustic dish. It's not a fine dining dish. This is more than enough. Alright guys, now for the fun part. So it's the mixing of your meat mixture with your ingredients. So we have the red onions. All of them. Seems a lot, but trust me. The chili labuyo, we go for the spicy version. I changed my mind. Then we have the calamansi juice. Oh. Then a good pinch of salt. Then some black pepper. Oh, I still need to open it. Freshly bought. I would reckon about half a tablespoon. And then last but not least, we have soy sauce. And we add about 3 tablespoons. Okay, good. Now it's time to mix this together. and cook our sisig in our skillet. Alright guys, so now it's time for the finishing process. Skillet is smoking hot. I always put a few drops of oil on there, but very little because you have the fat from the pork. And then it's time to add your mixture. Very important not to overcrowd your pan, yeah, because you want to get this crispiness on your pork. Yeah, if you overcrowd it, it will start boiling instead of this frying and this crusting process. Okay, it's important not to overstir it. You stir it maybe one time. Alright, our sisig is done, and now let's so it's nice, this dish always stays hot, or at least it stays hot for a long time. You can squeeze some calamansi in there. It's okay about the seeds. If you drink enough beer, you don't notice that. And now the controversial part is some people like to eat it with an egg. Me personally, I'm a big fan of sisig with egg. So you create a little bit of space, you crack an egg. And the heat of the skillet will cook it. You let it sit for a little while. Alright, so the egg is a little bit set, and then you mix it. This is how I enjoy my sisig the most. Stir it around a little bit, let it sit one more time for the last egg to be cooked, and then to be enjoyed with your favorite cold beverage. For me, that is something like. So now it's time for the taste test. So Yamas, this is sisig from the Philippines, originates from Pampanga. People from Pampanga, I know it's without. It just went more a little bit mainstream. So enjoy, Yamas.